Well, I think we see the problem laid bare with the government that we have. If you have a mandatory coalition like this, monitoring rounds become bizarre because all of these conversations would take place behind closed doors because there's no there's it's politically negative to go out and have these conversations in public. And in actual fact, if you were a health minister that was going out and saying, well, the prime minister hasn't given me any money or enough money to sort this out, well, you wouldn't be health minister for very much longer. So what we actually see is a little glimpse into the cabinet room at Downing Street played out on the steps of Stormont Castle as the executive ends and the ministers go out. What would be private in any other jurisdiction in the Western world is just laid bare for everybody to see because these people can't be sacked. Mike Nesbitt, he's not in the pay of Michelle O'Neill or Emma Little Pengelly. He can say whatever he wants, and there's no consequences to him for that. So a health minister might leave the cabinet table seething at the paltry sum that they've got, but Mike Nesbitt can tell us that he's seething. Look, I think there's two sides to this. Mike Nesbitt needs a figure to settle the pay dispute. That's one thing. And on the other side of it, the Deputy First Minister said, well, we've helped you to resolve this pay dispute. You need to make up the shortfall yourself from whatever money there is in your budget. Mike Nesbitt gets, 51%, 52% of the entire block grant that Northern Ireland receives. So I think on one hand, you could say it's absolutely and utterly absurd that Mike Nesbitt cannot find an extra 100 million to settle this pay dispute. And from Mike Nesbitt's point of view, you would say, well, look, in other jurisdictions, there wouldn't be a fight at the table. We would either decide collectively to resolve this pay dispute or we wouldn't. I wouldn't be left high and dry to go and face the unions without enough money. We'd have collectively sorted this out behind the scenes and then go and put the pay dispute collectively to the trade unions. So I think on both sides, there's a little bit of, truth on both sides. But I do think it ill behoves really the health minister who gets so much of the block grant to say that he's not able to make choices within his department that would free up money. And I think that